So here we are with a bit of F1 2013 career mode. Started a new career mode just for YouTube, and yeah, we joined the Williams team. It's going to be 50% races, Legend AI, no assists. See how it gets along. I unfortunately forgot to record qualifying.
Not as good as we hoped. We're 12th on the grid.
The team wanted 10th, I got 12th. That lap time, in fact, was actually a pretty decent lap time at 1:26.228. It's a personal best by a good margin, but yeah, as you can see, the team not happy at all. Although we did qualify our teammate Pastor Maldonado, who qualified at 16th, so he's obviously well down the field. And for Williams and F1 2013, their season as a whole in 2013, 12th qualifying is pretty decent. Obviously we'll hope to move on and progress from 12th up the field. The aim is to get points. The team want us to come 10th, so that's the goal. Obviously starting 12th we get choice of tyres, so as we have a look at the options, all of our option tyres are worn as you've done multiple laps to get that good qualifying time, so best off choose the primes, purely to get the most out of them. Start on a tyre that's got 100% of its life left, then we'll do a prime stint and then an option stint at the end. I don't know if it's going to be a 2-stop or a 3-stop, so if it is a 2-stop we'll do prime option and then take the option to the end. But then if we have to do a 3-stop we'll do prime option and then go on the primes again, or maybe even the options depending on how bad the tyre wear is. The game wants us to do 2 option stints and 2 prime stints. I've got a feeling tyre wear is not going to be too good as we have a look at the setup here. Wings 3-1. The brakes 47-53 high standard. Balance 4 at the front, 2 at the rear. Suspension 1175. I'll let you look at the gears, you can pause if you want to know the gears. Our engine is in fairly good condition, and there is the alignment, so we'll just save that there. We'll edit out the saving. Just having a once over check at the strategy, and away we go. So Fernando Alonso starts in first, we're 12th, Pastor Maldonado 16th. I doubt we'll ever be anywhere near Fernando Alonso on this year. Well, then again, we're going to be on different strategies. AI should be pitting lap 5. There we go, 5 lights, and away we go. Quite a lot of wheel spin in first, second, pull for third. Massive wheel spin. Losing positions, lost 2 positions so far. Good braking, bit of a lunge, that was good, bit of a lock up, trying to keep it clean. Poor Griffin on the outside. The AI are very slow on the first lap, very slow, so see if we can capitalise on this at all. A massive lunge, and no contact surprisingly, taking us all the way up to 7th, so can we have Raikkonen? I doubt this. Yeah, if we lose traction in this dirty air, so I think it's damage limitation from here on in. Trying not to fall down the grid too much, and at this point I'm just getting a feel for the car and heavy fuel. It's the very first time I've raced the Williams competitively on heavy fuel. Didn't do any heavy fuel runs in practice. And as we move on now to lap 2, we go a bit deep on the grass with the heavy fuel, not used to it, and then Button takes us for pushes us down to 8th, he takes 7th. I was quite surprised. Normally on 50% races in other cars the fuel isn't really a factor. I don't feel like it's a factor, the car feels perfectly fine, but in this Williams I'm really struggling on the heavy fuel. As you can see, Button is well down the road and Webber's glued onto the back of us already, caught us up. And then now we move on to the end of lap 2. DRS is enabled. confirmed there by the engineer. Look behind us. Don't think Webber's got it this lap. That's always something to keep in mind, the DRS. Let's move on now to lap 4. See the first driver's pit, and this driver is Alonso. Must have taken some damage or tyre wear unusually high. Having a look on the minimap, looking behind us. Webber definitely in the DRS zone there. As we move on now to lap 5. Bit of an oversteer moment as now all the people who started on the option tyres start to pit. And this will give us track position and move us all the way up into 3rd. And the engineer saying there, race pace on the prime on the harder tyre. There we go, hard tyres doing okay, and Webber's saving fuel, so that gives us an advantage. And now we lead the race after lap 6, more people pitting. Now moving up to lap 7, tyres really starting to become worn. Now we're getting warnings from the car condition indicator. The tyre wear is starting to become a problem after pit next lap. That's 1 lap lower. Doing what we were expecting to pit. We were expecting to pit on lap 9, we're going to have to pit on lap 8. So now here we are moving on to lap 8. Getting another warning. Just pulling up into the pits. Put on another set of the prime tyres. Put the fuel mixture down to lean, save fuel. See how quick this pit stop is. I'll make that 3.2 seconds as Vettel sets the fastest lap of the race. We shouldn't be doing any times like that at any point in this race. We're just focusing on getting points as we come out in 8th. Just in front of Webber. So we keep our track position, so we're really fighting for some good points here. If we can just keep the pace and keep to a good strategy, should be able to get some good points. As we move on now to lap 9, we have some more people pitting. These are the people on the primes. That's Sussel, I think that was. Pitting on the primes. Making his first pit stop. His motor's up into 7th, P7. Then move on now to lap 10. As more people are pitting for their second stops on the option tyres. As we forget to change the fuel back off coming out of the pits. That just shows we actually got real pace here in the Williams. Webber 1.7 seconds behind. As we're on lap 12, really close to Jenson Button now, battling for 5th position. More people pitting, promoting us to 6th. We're getting close in the slipstream. We don't really want to be catching them here, so we back out early. And maybe back out a bit too much. And now we're in the dirty air, in the marbles, going out onto the grass. It's really going to hurt us in these next couple of corners. As you come round to the next lap, lap 13, we seem to catch up Jenson in the first sector and around this corner, crucially. We get in the slipstream, massive oversteer moments, pushing as hard as we possibly can now, getting into a slipstream. Closer, closer. We learned from last lap. Turning a bit too early. Don't back off as much. Get into a slipstream. Use half of our curves. Side by side. Don't want to outbrake ourselves. Jenson in the better car. Hold it around the outside as we lose it on the curbs on the exit. And I think that was our one and only chance to take Jenson then. We might see him due to strategy further on in the race, but a crucial point in the race. Engineers telling us to pit this lap, but we won't be. Do we manage to get the DRS? Yes, we do. As you come to Jenson, gaining, but it's not enough as you get really close. You get locked up a bit then as well. Then that rear traction and stability on the curbs a real issue in the Williams. As you see more of this battle, even with DRS, we're down half a second on our last lap. But Jensen definitely holding us up as he come across now to the end of lap 14. And that's Jensen pitting. So Jensen's on worn tyres, and that's probably why we had so much pace with him in the Williams, as we got Webber coming up behind us, having a look for the move. We have to back out of it, and Grosjean's taking that advantage, getting past Webber. As we come down to the first corner, we get DRS off Jensen, and we'll be able to use it to defend from Grosjean. Come down to the second DRS zone, obviously a double DRS track here in Melbourne, as we lock up and go a little bit deep.
1 second lead over the car behind, be aware.
We'll manage to keep Grosjean and Webber behind us. In third, due to the strategy only, as you come down to lap 16, the tyres are a bit worn, getting some warnings after car condition indicator we'll have to pit next lap or this lap. Most likely next lap. So Grosjean's out of the DRS zone, but only by 300ths of a second, so we imagine him to have DRS this lap. As we are on the slower cars, we get quite poor turn into that corner. Car just really sluggish. Doesn't want to turn in as we go wide. Grosjean really behind us now, having a little look, and Hamilton's behind us as well. We use all of our cars. He looks one way, we go the other. Defending our line. Of course, we're not battling for position, we're both on two different strategies. But if Hamilton and Grosjean can slow up Webber, that'll only help me. And Hamilton posts the fastest lap of the race, bar battling behind us. Really struggling with front end grip there. And Hamilton drives around the outside of us there. Hate to break the news to the engineer, but that will be getting that position back. Oh well, managed to hold him off for this, at least one sector. As you can see in our mid is Grosjean getting quite close. We have a bit of an oversteer moment yet again. Traction really a problem in this car. Something I'll have to dial in with the setup next time round. Oh, see, they just can't get the car turned in, steering too much I think with the wheel, as we have to defend from Grosjean. We can't take the defensive line because he's already got the inside line. We're pitting this lap anyway, as we get a bit of an oversteer moment and manage to keep it ahead of Grosjean. Front end not turning, so I feel like I have to turn more with the wheel. Then the tyres are over rotating, the front end slides across the track, making the tyre wear worse. Something I really need to work on as we come into the pits, lap 17.
We're running roughly where we expected to be. If we pick up another place, we'll be right on target.
And this pit stop is a 1.1, a little quicker than the last one. We go for another set of primes, oddly. We managed to do 9 laps on that set of tyres, but the tyres before that we were 1 lap down. So I think at this point I was trying to get back that lap. By going for the prime tyres, but that ended up being a mistake. Everyone else on the options, I was only losing time on the wrong tyre at this point. So we decided with 6 laps to go to pit, and the team was telling us before we could only go 5 laps on this tyre, so we may have pitted a little bit early. As you come out in 11th, behind Button, only 3 seconds down the road. See if we can catch him up in the next few laps. As De Vesta's we only just come out behind De Vesta. He's on old prime tyres, I imagine, with no more stops to go, as I'm on the options. So we should pull away from him. But he's having a little cheeky look down the inside of the turn 3 there. As you can see on the minimap, we're clearly pulling away. So on this stint that we're doing now, our main objective is just to catch up to Button.
You've just put up a new fastest lap.
As the rest are on full revs, but I don't think that'll be able to match a set of new option tyres. His engineer really putting pressure on me to pull away from the rest there. Let's move on now to lap 28, second to last lap. Couldn't catch up to Button, but as we see now on the tyre condition indicator, the tyres just about to hit the cliff. Is Suthill and Button are coming together. This is our second chance on Button, but do we have the tyres to get past? I don't think we do. We're kinda close. Can we keep up? Massive wheel spin, overstay before we even get to the corner. Me checking my fuel. We've got optimum fuel left. Taking these tyres above and beyond what they can do on the last lap now. Tyres definitely on the edge of the cliff. As you can see with the worn tyres, Button just pulling away. Maybe if we'd have went a couple laps longer, we'd have a massive oversteer moment. Button's gone now, it's gotta hope the rest doesn't catch up. We've hit the cliff, it's official. But like I was saying, if we'd have went a couple laps longer on those prime tyres, used them up a bit, burnt a bit of fuel, perhaps could have kept on to the back of Button, and perhaps had the shot had overtaken him. We really creep around this last corner. The car does not want to turn in. Come on, to second to last corner now. We lock up, get on the marbles and went way deep. The objective now is just to get across the line.
You just missed out on some points. Unlucky.
Not let the rest of pass. And I think we've got to use the rest of our cars as you go across the start finish line. So there we go.